It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
And here we go. Welcome in to another edition of Rothman and Ice. I'm Matty Ice. On the board doing his thing per usual is TLC. And to my right, ladies and gentlemen, is a former Buckeye and a national champion by the name of Tyvis Powell, rocking a Wilt Chamberlain Lakers jersey. T, this is amazing. You pulling a double header today just to come in and rock out with me and our listeners. We appreciate you, Tyvis Powell in the house. How you been, T?
Listen, man, anytime that I can come out of retirement and do a show with Matty Ice, you think I would pass up the opportunity?
Yeah,
it's going to be an epic show,
Thank
man.
you, man. That makes me feel good. It's good to see you again because I used to see you all the time.
I know.
This time of year, you know, a lot of guys, they're out on vacation using PTO, and then you would be filling in for AR. But now you are on the official roster right here at the Fan, and I don't see you anymore. So to hear your voice, to see you here in the flesh, man, it is good, man. And I appreciate you doing this today because I know you were on the air this morning bright and early. And for some folks, T, that don't know where you've been and what you do, Monday through Friday here at the Fan, let them know where they can catch more of the People's Champ, Tyvis Powell.
I mean, you turn on 97.1 The Fan at 6 to 9 a.m. You'll hear T-Bone and Tyvis in the morning where we'll have some fun. We'll talk about football. We'll talk about food and how T-Bone just can't get enough of it. And Dylan, I found out, Dylan is a skinny fat kid. I didn't know that. Like he's skinny, but he eats like a big kid.
I have a friend like that too, to where he could eat anything and everything under the sun, and still have an 8-pack,
and he don't work out. He said he don't even work out.
It's unbelievable.
I looked at him like, must be nice.
Metabolism from the guys right there, man. But no, it's good to see you, and you and T-Bone are doing some good stuff in the mornings. Love catching you guys when I'm out and about, getting ready to start my day. Here's our lineup for today. Schefter's going to move to 1 o'clock. So usually he is in the 12:30 slot. We will move him to 1 o'clock today. A lot of things happening since training camps are rocking and rolling, which is cool to see. 1:17, we'll do ins and outs. 1:30, we will talk to the former Buckeye, Bobby Carpenter, about everything happening in the world of college football and the NFL. And then 2:30, we'll talk more college football from a national perspective with Brad Crawford from 24/7 Sports. If you miss any of that or anything that we do, don't worry, you can always catch up. Wherever you get your podcast, all you have to do is type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3 will be waiting there for you. Bet365 is the exclusive sports betting sponsor of the Rothman and Ice podcast. Speaking of T-Bone and yourself, word on the street is Tyvis Powell was hitting home runs this weekend. And so because of that, your co-host, T-Bone, has to pay off on a bet. What is this bet, sir, for the folks that don't know?
So T-Bone and a lot of people at this station, they really question my athleticism, which makes no sense to me because
I don't know why.
Like, I am a really good athlete. But anyways, make a long story short, T-Bone bet me that I wouldn't hit a home run in Cardale's softball game. And my portion of the bet was if I didn't get a hit, then I would have to shave my beard. So due to the fact that I hit my home run, first at bat too, first pitch, gone, bang, it was out of there. T-Bone has to pay off on the bet, and he is getting a shave live on the air tomorrow. I think it's 8:45.
Okay. Is this full baby face? Is he keeping anything? Mustache?
I told him he could keep the mustache. He insisted that he gets rid of the whole thing.
Wow. Okay, so he's going full Mr. Clean because he's got the bald head.
Yeah, and Common Man has said that he's seen it, and he says...
What did he say?
He said we shouldn't have did this. He said it is round. That's all he gonna say is round, and you go wish
that
he had his beard back.
That's great. I can't wait to see what it looks like. And shout out to Common Man and Timmy. Those guys will follow us up as they always do Monday through Friday right here at 3 o'clock. So don't move. The Fan will take care of you all day, every day, man. So yeah, that's awesome to hear. Tyvis, football's in the air, and you as a former player, you know it's got to be exciting, and you know for all of us, but you, man, just to see the guys out there popping not pads, but just getting out there on the field doing some things and speaking to the media. It's in the air again, man.
You know, it's just the time of the year where I got to watch myself because, you know, for 19 years of my life, like it was time to lock in and be aggressive. And now I got to catch myself because my body's just used to doing that. But I'm kind of jealous. You know, this past Saturday, you know, Cardell had this camp at the Woody.
Yeah.
And I went up against these kids in one-on-ones.
How'd that go?
Well, see, that's the thing. See, Cardell, the thing was if the kid caught the pass, he would get a signed football from Jeremiah Smith.
Okay.
So this is a big deal.
A lot of pressure on you.
It's a big deal, yeah.
Yeah.
So Cardell gives me the look like, let the kid catch the ball. And I'm like,
really?
I'm looking at him like I'm the wrong person out here for that. So I try to be a good sport. You know, I try to sit there and I try to let the kid catch the ball. Cardell misses the throw. So, okay. So the next kid comes on. He says, just let the kid catch the ball. So he said he going to run a double move, bite the double move. So I sold it. I bit it. Oh. The kid ran past, overthrows it. So at this point, I'm winded. And I'm like, listen, bro. Listen here. I tried to be a good sport, but it's done. I looked to the sideline, Matty Ice. I seen them cameras out. Oh. You know, they got the phones locked out. I said, I'm not about to go viral for this.
And go out like
No. So the next pass, I picked it off. The next pass, I picked it off. Stop playing with me. So we ended it right there. I just punted the ball. That was it. So, I felt like I'm in that mode that I still got it.
The competitive juices are still there. Yeah,
it's still there. I thought it was gone, but it's definitely still there.
So let me ask you this. What happened to the autographed football that has Jeremiah Smith singing? That's just hanging out?
Yeah,
okay.
Nope, no kid got it.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a good item to have.
Listen, I thought, what would Michael Jordan do? What is his his famous meme?
Blank them kids.
That's exactly.
That is the meme you're referencing right there. And Michael Jordan would not play around with any of those kiddos out there on the court, man. No, that's funny to hear. But real quick, I want to give a shout out to a guy you're very familiar with and a lot of people listening are familiar with. And that is Tom Hamilton. You're a Cleveland Guardians fan. You're a Cleveland baseball fan through and through. And I just wanted to send some love to Hammy because this weekend up in Cooperstown,
yes, sir,
he is being honored with the Ford C. Frick Award on Saturday. And that goes to, it honors annually a broadcaster for, quote, major contributions to baseball. And this guy, man, has just earned it. I'm not a Guardians Cleveland baseball fan, but I respect so much what he's done and the work that he's put in.
Them calls is legendary.
They really are legendary. And speaking of one of those calls, I wanted to bring this to the table, T, and hop in the hot tub time machine with you and take you down memory lane.
Here it comes. A swing and a smash to first by the diving Vaughn. Down the right field line. Kicks into the corner. Ramirez on his way to second. Head first slide. Safe and in to score is Jimenez. And another hustle double. Right over the bag at first. Now Hosey and Anderson square off. They're fighting. They're swinging. Down goes Anderson. Down goes Anderson. Ramirez went in with a head-first slide. Hosey never gets upset about anything. They came up chewing. Anderson squared off. Hosey decked him. It's a 5-1 Chicago lead, but everybody from the dugouts and the bullpens congregated around second base. You never see Jose Ramirez get upset like that.
Amazing stuff right there from Hammy. You know, one of my favorite parts of the clip is obviously what Hammy does with the down goes Anderson part, but it's towards the back end of that clip where you can hear the crowd doing the Jose chant.
That's the one thing that makes him so legendary is that he does a great job of doing the call, but he lets it breathe. Yeah. He lets you hear the atmosphere, and that brings so much life into the call. That's what makes him so legendary. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody knows when to get off of it and let the crowd, just let everybody listen to the crowd. And he does an amazing job with that.
Congrats to him getting that honor this weekend. The dude's been cooking for 30 plus years.
I know.
Up there on Cleveland, and there's a few of those guys that I think can stick with a fan base forever and ever, and his voice will live on forever and ever. And I just know there's a lot of Cleveland baseball fans that I've talked to throughout the year that just love that guy, and rightfully so, just because of what he's brought and the excitement he brings to the airwaves up there in the land. So congrats again to Tom Hamilton for being honored up in Cooperstown this weekend, winning the Ford C. Frick Award on Saturday. Coming up, you'll hear from Coach Day about the progress that's been made in the quarterback battle between Julian Sand and Lincoln Keenholz. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Big voice guy here to remind you that you're listening to The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Okay, thanks. I have 3 more seconds. Bye-bye.
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
Hi, I'm Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers.
And I'm his very overpaid celebrity endorser, Common Man. Bob, I heard somewhere, actually from you many, many times, that Worthington Jewelers is where Columbus gets engaged.
It's too bad you and Timmy can't engage the audience.
Good zing, Bob.
If you're thinking of popping the question, there's only one place to go.
Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com. Tell them Common Man sent you.
Bathroom's got to go, the vanity's decayed, and toilet's really old. The bathtub's giving way. If that's our us a ring, call morning, noon, or night. You do not have to wait to get your bathroom right.
Call Baths R Us for your free estimate and enter to win our Christmas in July $12,500 bathroom remodel with an additional savings of up to $3,000 plus low to no monthly payments. 380-225-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Matty Ice here, up at McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion. They are celebrating July 4th all month long. Right now, for qualified buyers, get up to $12,000 off MSRP on a 25 Silverado 1500. With McDaniel GM Superstore, you don't have to worry about market adjustments or hidden costs. That's why they are my go-to for a new vehicle. They are just a short drive north off Route 23 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. McDaniel GM Superstore, where great deals meet a century of trust. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Columbus, the Blue Jackets schedule is out. And you can lock in your seats with ticket plans starting at just 11 games. Don't miss a moment of the action. Visit BlueJackets.com.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh, no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
I love my public school. My teachers are awesome.
And everyone who works here makes sure I have what I need to learn and be my best. My classmates and I need your support too. Please stand with the Ohio Education Association to ask for the fully funded public schools every kid deserves.
Ohio's public schools are the heart of our communities. They're safe, welcoming learning environments where everyone can thrive.
Because in Ohio, public education matters.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see afternoon temperatures in the low 90s with plenty of sunshine, so don't forget the sunscreen. For tonight, mostly clear with lows overnight into the 70s with humidity building back in for Thursday. We do have a heat alert in place as our afternoon highs will be in the mid to low 90s, but the feels like, yet again, getting up into the triple digits, so make sure you're keeping yourself and your family safe. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
The best teams don't always win titles. Sounds like AR and Maddie bragging about their fantasy teams.
Hey, that's cheating.
This is Rothman and Ice.
This is my year. This is my year. I'm bringing home the crown here at the Fan. I say that every year.
What you talking about, for fantasy?
Yeah, I say that every year.
What place you come in last year?
Oh, please. You guys are trying to pawn off this team onto me.
I think like sixth, 7th? Don't hold me to that.
You got a long way to go,
It's
my
a tough
friend.
league. 14-team league.
Who won?
I don't remember who won the league.
I know AR be like.
AR had the team to do it this year. AR had, it was the combination. It was Kyron Williams and Saquon and Brock Bowers and Jaden Daniels.
He lost.
And he didn't win it this year. He drafted so well. He really did, man. He had an absolute squad. It's tough, though. This is the hardest fantasy league I've ever played in here at the Fan. 14 teams. It gets thin very early, team, when you're drafting. You might have to get in on this.
Y'all got to open it?
Well, one of us, AR and I, have been talking about not playing. But, that's easy to say when it's April and May.
No, when it's time.
But that issue going to start coming back.
That email come
I'm back. I'm back in. I'm back in. We've had Big Ten Media Days popping off the last couple of days out there in Las Vegas. They will end tomorrow, I believe, in Ohio State, repped by Ryan Day and Sonny Styles, Jeremiah Smith, and Caleb Downs. Did a lot of talking to the media yesterday. It was cool to see, the guys out there. Jeremiah Smith had a sweet homage shirt on yesterday. I don't know if you saw that. Had Emeka on there. Yeah, showing some love.
Little NFL jam. Or
it was cool. It was cool to see that.
I should say.
Did you ever get to do a media day? Did you go? Or did you?
So I don't think they trusted me.
Okay.
This is the thing. We had this really good spokesperson by the name of Joshua Edward Perry.
The King of Olin Tangent.
Yeah. He spoke really well for everybody on the defense. With me, I would have got in trouble because I would have been out there like
a little bit of a wild card.
Yeah, when you put the mic in front of me, you really never know what I might say. And back then, like now, I done really calmed down. Back then, oh man, I would have said, yeah, man, I don't even know why we even doing the regular season. We going to beat the team up north. We going to smoke them, so there's no point in playing that game. I don't even know why we calling that a rivalry. Yeah. It's been 10 years since they won, so it'd been bad.
Yeah, Urban would have been like, what are you doing?
Urban would have been like, get him out, get him on the flight, get him out of here.
First thing back home, get him on the first flight back.
I would have just said the truth, though.
Well, you wouldn't have been lying. Talking about the rivalry at that time, and then looking ahead to this season, there's a lot to get excited about. You and I were talking, prior to coming in here, we're, under 40 days until we get real action between Ohio State and Texas, which is going to be cool to see. So within that time frame that we're talking about, Coach Day, Coach Hartline, the staff have to figure out who is going to be their leader after what we got last year from Will Howard, him stepping in and leading this team to a national championship with a whole bunch of other vets that really did their thing. One thing I wanted to ask you about, T, before we hear from Coach Day on some of the progress that's been made within that quarterback room is turning the page. You were there. You were a part of a national championship team, and then the 15 team that came back was absolutely loaded. Just talk about that all season and what is that like for guys that are returning, guys that haven't played as much, that are now going to be asked to play a lot, and what that takes to really lock back in and get ready for a new year?
I think that's where we failed. I don't think we did a really good job of locking back in. I think that us winning necessarily wasn't great because, like, when you thought about we won and then it was like, oh, we got Zeke coming back, Joey, Cardell, like everybody's coming back. So it's like we've already been at the mountaintop. So to us, the season was just something. Like, we were already thinking we going straight to the postseason. Like, we trying to defend the title. And when you do things like that, you don't take the offseason necessarily as serious as you're supposed to, because it's hard for a coach to tell you, to try to humble you. Like, this year is different. Like, these guys that's in there is totally different because you got a bunch of young guys that haven't played that it's like, y'all ain't won anything. Like, Jeremiah Smith, Caleb Downs, and them and Sonny, like, they won. But the rest of y'all ain't did a thing. So they got that to where when it was us, it was like,
we're going to the league.
Yeah, what you talking about? Like, we just did it. It was us that just did it, and we're coming back again. So you had guys, skipping out on workouts for ESPYs and, going to All-Star Weekend and things like that. It was wild.
Yeah.
It was, you could, and what can the coach say to you? Like,
well, and what's crazy too is you guys weren't even getting the money that these guys are getting
but
now.
We was living like kings.
And as you should, because you guys brought a natty back home. So, yeah, I just wanted to ask you that because I know that's going to be a big part of what they try to take care of over there.
Yeah.
Right? It's having everybody locked back in. But I think what you brought up is very real. And I think if you are a Sonny Styles, Caleb Downs, Jeremiah Smith, talking to these young guys like, okay, you were here,
But you wasn't on that field,
correct,
like every down.
So now it's on you to become a household name and keep Ohio State right there in the mix. And the quarterbacks, Lincoln, Julian, you got two guys right there that are really looking to follow up and fill the shoes of not only Will Howard, but a lot of guys that have played well at that position. Here's Coach Day talk to the media yesterday on some of the progress that has been made within that quarterback room.
I think both guys have gotten stronger. We're interested to see once we get done with our summer program with Mick next week, who are gold and who's Iron Buckeyes. That'll be big for the leadership, but guys have taken leadership roles, and they've been throwing with the wide receivers. And, I ask those guys all the time, and they like both of them. So we're going to put them in as many competitive situations as we possibly can to figure out who handles that the best, because, we got to be on point in week one. We can't be messing around. I know that we'll need all of those guys in that room this year. When you look at Will, and he was a guy who, was an older guy who was experienced, and he was able to sustain the entire season. That's not always the way it is. So we have to build depth in that room as well. So I got a feeling they'll all play throughout the season, but it'll be a fierce competition to be who the starter is.
That's interesting to me, him saying that he's got a feeling that multiple guys are going to play this year. That may be coach speak at its finest at the end of July.
They're playing Grambling State week 2, so they're going to play. So I'm just throw that out there. We will see Tavian St. Clair at some point in that game.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, all of them will play.
But when we get down to the nitty-gritty, inside conference play,
we should have an answer. It ain't none of this who's my number one quarterback. We should been had that answer a long time ago.
You probably want to have that answer a week or two out from the Texas game.
You would think.
Right? Yeah. That's the hope, is that if you're
I'm hoping, let's see, they break, first day of camp is August 31st. I'm hoping by August 7th that they know something.
Know the guy.
Yeah, August 8th.
Okay.
August 8th.
Yeah. Because you don't want to, I don't think you want to mess around with multiple quarterbacks. You can't do it in the Texas game, right?
No.
Right.
No, because the thing is, if you send one of them out there and then you pull them, like that messes up them mentally as well. Because now it's like when things get hard, now I'm worried about if I don't do well, like now all of a sudden I know I'm going to get pulled. And that's the worst thing. I talk to Cardell and JT about this all the time. Like Cardell was like, I never felt like I was secure. Like I felt like if I made a couple mistakes,
you're out.
They was ready to go to JT. So like you don't never want to play like that.
Yeah, looking over your shoulder, that can't be a comfortable thing for anybody, no matter what position you're playing, but especially that position. And a lot of what we hear about Julian saying is that this guy has special arm talent, right? And the skill set that he has is that he can hang in there and deliver the rock to his teammates cleanly and on time and all those things. And I think with the way that this team can be constructed with the strength of the wide receiver core, I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up being the guy. There's been a lot of momentum behind his name this offseason, but Lincoln, too, gets a lot of respect and love coming out of that building as well, based off of what he has done, how he has grown as a leader. He may provide a little bit more of that Will Howard quarterback run game if he is the guy. But at the end of the day, we know the development has been there at that position within the offense for a few years now, for a long time now, and the recruiting has been there as well. So I think you have to trust the process. If you're a Buckeye fan, that these guys in time will turn out to be good to maybe even great quarterbacks. And I think when you have the dudes that are around them, you don't need to be a superhero in this offense. I think Will showed that last year. Your number is going to be called a few times, but you got to really step up and ball and take your game to higher heights. But I think the run game will be strong again this year. I don't know if it'll be as good as last year.
That kind of scares me.
The run game does? Is that because of the running backs or the offensive line?
Both.
Yeah.
Both. But I like James People. C.J. Donaldson looks the part. And I tell you what, in the spring game, that offensive line and those running backs look good. They gashed that D-line so many times that it was like, okay.
Yeah.
But to me, if you really want to win a national championship, that run game has to be something. Like the days of just slinging it 7-on-7 style, I don't think that works as much as it did. You think about the last 2 national championships, the Wolverines and us, both teams ran the ball very well. Quinshon Judkins looked very good in the national championship. I really think he should have got MVP, but that's a whole nother story. When you don't have that and everybody know it's an obvious pass situation, especially with a guy who's a quarterback that's first year starting.
You're asking a lot.
You asking a lot. And you asking the guy to sling the ball 40 times a game. There's going to be mistakes if you're telling somebody to throw the ball 40 times a game.
Yeah.
I don't really want that for these young guys. I want that run game to be a huge factor to take pressure off the quarterback. They always say a quarterback's best friend is a good run game.
That or not. No matter how much experience you have, you want that as a run because as a defender, it can change the dynamics of how you guys defend in offense.
It puts our linebackers in a bind.
No question.
The key to success in football is putting them linebackers in a bind, making them have to respect the run game so now you can throw the ball.
And there may be even more pressure on the run game this year because you may not have what you had last year with Will and that threat. Even if it is Lincoln, we don't know if he can execute the run game the way Will did and be that threat.
He's quite an athlete.
So, right, if that is there, that's great. But to your point, if it isn't at that high clip that you want it to be, if you're Ryan Day, C.J. Donaldson, James Peoples, that offensive line have to do that part because then you start getting into scary territory in a good way as an offense with the play action and all that, right? And you start getting into play action stuff with Jeremiah Smith and Carnell on the outside. And for me, Max Clare, that's the guy on offense I cannot wait to see how they use him.
If Max Clare don't break the tight end receiving record, I don't know what we doing.
He's got the skills to do it.
I don't know what we doing. He literally will be the last person that any team thinks about. He should go crazy this year.
I agree.
Because you cannot leave Jeremiah single. I don't care if the safety has to be on that. I have to be over here. It's not going to happen. So I would purposely put him on the same side as Jeremiah Smith, knowing that he can't be doubled.
Right. And you look at what he was able to do up at Purdue last year.
Yeah, he was by himself.
As the only guy that really defenses were really worried about snapping and snap out, and he still played at a high clip. So I think that's good. And there's been some momentum over the last few years at that tight end position over.
It started with Cade.
It started to grow a little bit, right?
Jeremy Rucker and Cade came and really took it to a new height. So
and then G. Scott had his moments last year to where he really provided some good things along the way. So I think there's the aerial attack. I don't think too many people are going to be concerned with. I think what you brought up is real, especially coming off the year that we just had. You're talking about two pros back there last year in Trevion and
second-round picks.
2 second-round picks, right? That really provided so much, and the different skills that they provided too. Is that
one was physical, one was fast,
and one of those guys, the fast guy that you're talking about in Trevion, was amazing at pass protecting too.
He was.
And so, is there a running back that they're going to have trust in to do that? That's why I'm excited about this year, is because while we do have the names on the marquee, there's a lot of guys too that are like, okay, it's my time, that we don't know much about.
Yeah, I'm excited for James people. Back when they was recruiting him, everybody said that he reminds him of J.K. Dobbins. Yeah. And J.K. Dobbins, obviously, he was just chirping in the media a couple of days ago. He's the only 2,000-yard rusher, I think, in Ohio State history.
That's elite stuff right there.
2K in a year.
When you think about the running backs that have played at Ohio State,
yeah.
When you can separate yourself like that in any category at a program like this, you know you've done something truly special.
He said he on the Mount Rushmore, and I looked at it and said, you know what? Hey, I got 3 guarantees on there. The 4th spot, we can have that conversation.
It's a debate, no doubt about it. Coming up, one Big Ten head coach compared Jeremiah Smith to one of the best wide receivers of his generation. We'll let you hear that next. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
In a world parched for excitement, one drink will emerge. Twisted Tea, the refreshing thrill ride of flavor. Recreating its classic role as the hard iced tea that goes down smooth. Twisted Tea doesn't just taste like real iced tea, it's made with real brewed tea and a 5% kick of alcohol. Taste the adventure with Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
At Metal Supermarkets, we're all about getting you and your crew to quit in time sooner. That's why our service is a cut above. You see, no matter the project, we'll get you to the right metal, shape, and grade. Cut to any size, ready real fast. And yeah, we'll deliver, leaving plenty of time for the important things, like opening an ice-cold can of aluminum. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal.
Did you know dropping your first 25 pounds with Awaken 180 adds 6 to 8 yards to every shot? Even better scores every 5 pounds after that. Look it up. Freedom from excess fat is measurable. Take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony's hidden talent is weaving a movie quote into every conversation. It's mostly not annoying. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
That you are. Welcome back in. Tyvis Powell in the house today, the former Buckeye national champ, in for AR. As always, appreciate your time. Shefty's going to join us at the top of the hour. So 1 o'clock today, we will talk to Adam Schefter about everything happening around the NFL. The NFL just never sleeps. It's always round the clock. They are taking over the sports calendar. They even looking at the NBA right now and say, oh, yeah, Christmas Day, that used to be your day. That's going to be our day now. They're invading on everybody's territory.
I mean, it's disrespectful, but like, I don't know, what can you do?
Oh, my goodness. There's so much money to be had. And when you get in bed with, these streaming services like Netflix and the checks that they have to cut, it's amazing how much money the league is making from the Amazons and the Netflixes.
Did you watch any NBA last year on Christmas?
It was a back and forth thing for me. The NBA was on the last button. Like, I was locked in on the Chiefs and the Steelers game. Yeah, I think that was the first one. And then, it was Baltimore and Houston, and then Kansas City and Pittsburgh. I was locked in on those two games. And I love the NBA. I do.
It used to be the thing.
Oh my goodness! You wake up, get breakfast.
It was bangers after bangers
every single game.
Cavs, Warriors. Yeah.
The Cavs Warriors stuff was awesome, man.
Oh, man.
The Cavs, when they had the game in Cleveland where they had the maroon jersey,
talking about after they won it,
the gold lettering.
Yeah, the one. I think that was the year after they won.
Yeah, that was a good.
It was the first time they played each other.
That was,
and
I
think if I remember correctly, Kyrie hit the exact same shot.
He did.
In that game that he hit in the final.
That's one of my favorite Cavs uniforms, but the baby blue that they rolled out this year,
you liked that.
I loved it.
You're a North Carolina guy.
No, I don't listen well.
I'd bring the black and blues back. That's what I want.
I'm here for that.
I seen they rumored to bring the blue LeBron ones back. The blue with the red and gold stripes on the sleeves.
Yeah.
They're rumored to bring those back.
As long as they don't bring back the black sleeve jerseys.
No, they can't do that.
Remember
unless LeBron is back, they can't do that.
Remember LeBron would rip the stitching?
He ripped it off.
He had like the loose sleeves out there running around. Oh, the car. Oh, man, that was good stuff. So let's get back into some Buckeye football talk, T, because I can't wait to see Jeremiah Smith Part 2. Because like last year, you heard about the guy in the offseason, right? Like they got this true freshman over there. He's special. Mm-hmm. He's different. And you're like, okay. I want to see it first.
It started with spring practice, and I think he caught a pass, and I think it was on Denzel. It was between Denzel and maybe Caleb, and I was like,
there it is.
That's the ones. Yeah. Now, we can sit here and act like, that's just practice, but that's the starting defense he doing this to. Then it just seemed like every day after that, it was something. It was a one-handed touchdown or something. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah. And you remember, I think it was game 1. Remember he had that tunnel screen?
He dropped it.
And
it was a touchdown.
And he was gone. Yeah. If he would have caught that. But then after that, it was complete dominance, and it was just special stuff from a true freshman. And he finished the year 4th in the country in receiving yards, 2nd in receiving touchdowns. And he seems like he's an impossible guy to defend unless you're Texas, looking at what they were able to do. And I know Jeremiah can't wait to get back after them in game 1. But Kirk Cignetti, head coach over there in Bloomington for the Indiana Hoosiers, was asked about Jeremiah Smith and maybe a comp for him. And here's what he had to say about the stud sophomore.
You cover him as well as you can and hope the ball is, not placed very well. I mean, he's a freak. I mean, he's a great player. I mean, he's great at that position I've seen at that age, and he's a weapon. I coach Julio, yes. Julio was also a great player, very similar. This guy's a little looser, more flexible, I think. maybe a hair faster.
You know what really jumped off the screen to me? That's high praise.
Yeah, it is.
That's high praise, right? When you talk about Julio, who dominated the league for a long time down there in Atlanta, what really jumped out to me was the physical stature that he has for a freshman.
Yeah, I just stood next to him Saturday.
He looked like a junior last year, right? And just that presence combined with the route running, the speed, the power. He was built in the lab, T. I mean, he is just a one-of-one type of guy, and if he stays healthy, he may go down as the best wide receiver the program has ever seen.
Yeah, he's definitely on track to do that for sure. I mean, listen, the dude is I don't know what he weighs, but I'm 250.
Okay.
I'll say that,
You said it with confidence.
It's unfortunate. I'm 250. But standing next to him, like, he ain't that much smaller than me. Like, as far as muscle-wise, obviously he's much more toned than me, but that man is a problem.
Yeah.
I laugh. Even he laughs when people put him in man-to-man situations, like one-on-one, no help. I don't understand why you would do that. Like, don't get me wrong. As a corner, I said it last year. I understand as a corner, like, oh, yeah, I'm not scared of no Jeremiah Smith. Like, I'm good. The first time he bombed me, we ain't doing that. Like, the defensive coordinator, we ain't doing. Texas had the right idea. We ain't even going to play around. They had the corners that went first round, all that. They said, we not even going to mess around. We putting four people on that side every time. No, we ain't. It's the right thing to do.
Yeah. Make somebody else win. And he has the ability, right, to move around, too.
Yeah,
right? Like
once they did that in the Oregon thing, messed them up.
All right, because you talk about one of those, I think it was that end-around touchdown that he caught out of the gate.
He came in motion, and then they snapped it, and he was already on the move. They just dumped it to him, and he was gone.
And that's the scary part of his games, too, is that what you can do when you're Ryan Day, when you're Brian Hartline, is you can move that chess piece around and really stress out the defense. So the combination with he and Carnell is going to be very cool to see. And if you're Jeremiah, having those games that you're talking about with Texas, have to imagine can go a long way, right? Mm-hmm. When you go through those moments where you face some resistance for probably the first time really in your entire life at that level, right? Where they really slow you down and you really take you out of the game just because they put so many guys on your side of the field. I have to imagine that's been a motivator for him this offseason too.
I think he really wants to figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, I think that obviously they played Texas first game, and Texas was the only one that held him to, it was like 2 catches or something, like 3 catches for like 8 yards or something like that.
Yeah.
So they have a plan of what they're going to do. He probably spent the majority of this offseason thinking about, all right, this is how they got me, so this is what I'm going to do to counter that if they try it again. And it's going to be interesting to see Ryan Day, not just Jeremiah Smith, Ryan Day and Brian Hartline, the things that they come up with to be able to attack this, because you can't not use your best player. Right. You can't let that dictate you not using him. And if the game plan is still that good for Texas, then it's time for Carnell Tate, Brandon Ennis, and Max Clare. They can all have coming out parties that game and have a really big game.
Here is Ryan Day on the next steps for Jeremiah.
I mean, if you look at him, you've seen him, Bill, where, he's gotten bigger and stronger and faster than he was last year. He was at workouts the other day, and Mick constantly says during our warm-ups, he's the first guy every time we run through and we're warming up, the first guy every single time. He's just set such a standard, and you don't need to motivate Jeremiah. And what he did as a freshman speaks for itself. And like you said, he may not be, an older guy. He may not be really vocal in terms of his leadership, but what he does on the field speaks for itself. And the work ethic he's brought into this year has been exceptional.
I've heard athletes for years talk about when the best or one of your best players is your hardest worker. That's great, obviously, for a coach, but that can get a lot of the team in line too, right, T? Like, you talk about that. When you see if you're one of these young guys on the team and you see Jeremiah working the way that he's working, there's no reason why you shouldn't.
Actually, it's more motivating, because it's like, if I'm a young guy and I'm thinking, because as a freshman you're thinking, what's the impact that I really could make? And you see him, and it's like, you see what he did, it's like, all right, now he's raised the bar, especially for wide receivers. Like, people, just because I'm a freshman, that ain't no excuse anymore. He came in and became the best player in college football right there. So now it's challenging me. Like, if I see him out there doing extra work, well, that means I need to stay out here and do extra work. I have to figure out a way to try to get ahead of this competition. And to me, he's done nothing but raise the bar. It's kind of like John Simon when he was here. John Simon was in that weight room at 6 a.m., 5 a.m., whenever, and he was always putting in that extra work. And as a teammate, you couldn't sit there and watch somebody do that and not think to yourself, man, am I doing enough? Do I need to do more? And I think Jeremiah Smith does a great job of having at least the teammates have that thought. Like, if he doing this, why am I going home? Like, why am I leaving?
You mentioned the Texas game. Jeremiah Smith was asked about Texas at Media Day yesterday, and here's his thoughts on the Longhorns.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's a great matchup. Had a great game last year against them. But, like you said, they did a couple things, take me out of the game. But, me, Coach Harline, and Coach Dave, we just had a conversation about it. Certain things we're going to do this year, for them not to do that. So it's definitely going to be, different outcome this year. Yeah, it was pretty frustrating for me. But, it just got to be a team player at the end of the day, just let the other guys eat. So nothing too big. I was frustrated at the end of the game, but we going to the national championship, so I was happy with it.
And the dude stays healthy, T. It's going to be another special year from Jeremiah Smith over there at the Shoe. Coming up, how much will we see from Joe Burrow in the preseason this year? Zach Taylor spoke to the media about that today. We'll share with you what the head coach's plans are next, right here on The Fan.
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
It's the biggest jewelry event of the season this week at Diamonds Direct. Shop now through Sunday and take an extra 20% off engagement rings, earrings, bracelets, and all fashion jewelry. But don't miss the main event this weekend, July 25th through 27th. For 3 days only, top designers will be in store with exclusive collections you can only find at Diamonds Direct. Shop now to save and join us this weekend for the full VIP experience. Hurry, this limited time offer ends Sunday. Visit diamondsdirect.com for more details and to book your appointment.
Hey guys, it's Timmy Hall, and I want to talk to you about the roof over your head. You know that thing that protects your house and everything in it? It's pretty important, and a lot of you are going to have to replace it soon, but be warned. There are companies out there that skip over the biggest part of the process, the attic ventilation. You see, if that attic doesn't have proper circulation, it can cause problems such as mold and rot. You got rot. And not to mention leaks in the wintertime and higher AC bills in the summer. This is one of the reasons I'm telling you about my guys at Victor's Home Solutions. They start with a free 21-point roof inspection, including a thorough inspection of that attic as well. They know that if that ventilation isn't right, that roof's going to be built on a shaky foundation. That's why every Victor's roof comes with a well-thought-out attic ventilation plan, and that's why they can offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. Money-saving discounts and financing incentives are also available. Call for your free 21-point roof inspection and get that estimate today. 866-VICTORS or go to victors.com.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
The sun is out and the savings are on. Now at Coghlan Chevrolet. Lease a new 2025 Chevy Trax for $159 a month. A new 2026 Chevy Equinox, only $259 a month. Or a new 2025 Silverado, lease for $359 a month. See our full inventory at CoghlanChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Coghlan has the car for you.
36-month lease with $39.99 due at signing, plus tax, title, and license. 10,000 miles per year, 25 cents per mile over. See dealer for details. Ends 8/4/25.
We repurpose a lot of the junk we haul away.
Donatables get donated to a family that needs them, and the recyclables get recycled.
And we have enough trucks that we can come the day you call us.
We work to help your neighbors, the planet, and you.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
Austin and Berm are back with a new daily podcast, the ultimate OSU football insiders. You know it's refreshing to have some smart people working here from time to time.
The Beat with Austin and Berm on the 10 TV Plus app.
Subscribe today.
career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. SkillBridge and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible, overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
These two have a ton in common. Anthony loves hockey, and Matty's always cold. This is Rothman and Ice.
Welcome back in. Tyvis Powell in the house today for our guy AR. Apparently, T, within the next 20 to 30 minutes, the Browns are getting ready to unveil a new Browns alternate helmet. Brownie the Elf is rolling around, I think, McAfee's set, and he brought in the helmet. So I know for a fact it's going to be better than what the Pittsburgh Steelers rolled out the other day with that alternate that they're throwing, that throwback.
Cold World wasn't a fan?
Oh, how can you be a fan? If you're a Steelers
it's
fan,
crazy. I hated them jerseys. I always hated them jerseys, and when I seen them pull them back out,
they look horrible. They're like the stripes on the front and then like nothing on the back.
I think it's either the Eagles or Washington got a jersey that's disgusting.
Green Bay.
No, it's
too.
Green Bay.
Oh my goodness.
It is Green Bay.
Because Green Bay, they have like the navy.
Yeah, and then like the gold shoulders.
Like a yellow gold circle.
Brown pants.
Right. And you guys are doing the brown pants too, right? With this
We're doing something.
throwback / alternate that's out there. So I don't know.
You want me to get you an alternate jersey?
Hey, no thanks.
You want that AR?
No,
the AR-8?
Give me a Tyvis Powell Seahawks jersey. That's what I want.
Hey, I got some of them now. I got some of them. I got like 3 of them for
Seahawks jerseys are incredible. So, yeah, Browns fan, be out on the lookout for that. It sounds like a new alternate helmet is coming here in about 20 minutes if you're into that type of stuff.
Don't let this Browns alternate helmet distract you from the fact that in 2016, the Golden State Warriors blew a 3-1 lead.
Talk about it.
Wow, that is like
just want to make sure I throw that out there.
Oh, listen, I'm
10-year-old meme.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of our listeners appreciate that.
People forget. I just wanted to make sure I reminded them.
It was unbelievable. I remember where I was when they won the title. Do you?
Yeah, I was in Seattle doing OTAs.
Yeah.
And I was sad because I couldn't go to the parade.
It was unreal. Because they were just the team that they were going up against. That was never supposed to happen.
They
broke
the record for season wins. Yeah. And nobody even talks about it anymore because they didn't win the ring.
And then they said,
just like the Patriots going undefeated. Nobody talk about it.
Didn't win the chip. And then the Warriors had to say, you know what, let's go get Kevin Durant.
And to be one game away.
I know. Let's go get Kevin Durant. I know LeBron still got to be sick about that.
It's the worst thing that happened to the NBA.
Oh, my goodness, man. Because the Cavs would have had another one. I think they would have won another one the next year.
Well, Kyrie left.
I still think they could have got there and won another one. With the way Braun was playing at the time?
Kyrie shouldn't have left.
I agree. But you know how it works sometimes.
You see, he came out and he's revealing all the Brooklyn situation.
Yeah. Which I haven't seen.
Airing it out.
I haven't seen it. I just saw a headline that I think somebody said his agent called him while he was doing his live stream and said, you got to relax.
Yeah,
you got to relax.
I was listening to a little bit of it. He was talking about why James Harden got traded. He was talking about how he never really linked with the front office. He said he was when Udoka left and went straight to the Celtics.
Yeah.
He said like he knew that they weren't going to beat the Celtics because he know all our weaknesses.
Right.
And then he was like Kyrie said, I'm the only real person left because I told Kevin Durant that I would come there, even though he's got to wait a whole year and a half from his Achilles injury. He said, I was sitting there waiting so I can go there to play with him.
Yeah, crazy.
He said everybody else would have left.
And now Kevin Durant and Ime Udoka are linked up down there in Houston. So and that'll be interesting to see, too. Cavs, they got to get off we This is it. They got to capitalize, man.
They the only team in the second apron. They better.
Come on, man. This is the year. This is the year where you can come out of the East.
This is how you got to treat all Cleveland teams. You got to go in with zero or low expectations and let them shock you.
That's fair. I think that's smart. Let's talk about the Cincinnati Bengals because, one thing that's been a thorn in the side for Cincinnati outside of the defensive issues has been the slow starts that have happened over the last few years under Zach Taylor's watch. And he's been a guy, since he took over in his first 6 seasons, the Bengals have a combined 1-11 record in the first 2 games and 4-13-1 through their first 3 weeks under Zach Taylor's watch. And so when you look at where the AFC is and has been the last few years, that could be the difference from maybe you winning the 1 seed, you having your playoff outlook look a little bit different. So it sounds like they're taking a different approach this year because Zach Taylor said today that quarterback Joe Burrow will play more this preseason than ever before as the team looks to get off to faster starts. Do you like this plan?
I do, because now it's about you can't wait, to get in the sync. Especially when you start with a division game. Like when you go, I think they open up against the Browns.
Yep.
So with that, you need those type of games because what you just said, later on in the year, it's going to come back to bite you. So I think they are really trying to avoid the 0-2 starts or the 1-1 starts that they've been having. And this is the best way. You think about Kansas City. Kansas City, I believe, plays Patrick Mahomes in all of the preseason games. And they come out right away, and their offense is always clicking on all cylinders. I think that's what they're trying to do here. And plus, they got to figure some things out defensively as well. Don't get me wrong. I know Joe Burrow is on offense, but defensively, especially with them 2, if they don't have them 2 edge rushers, then they going to have the Joe Burrow and them receivers going to have to look like Joe Montana and Jerry Rice because that's the only way they going to win games.
And you can make a case that even if they do have Trey Henderson and Shamar Stewart after what we saw last year. Exactly. The offense is going to have to carry a lot of the work. There's no doubt. Their preseason schedule, week 1 is at Philadelphia. Week 2 is at Washington. Week 3, they'll host the Colts. So we'll see what they do. I think you probably want to get some good-on-good reps with Washington if you can. Like, that's the game if I'm Zach Taylor where I want the ones to get a nice amount of work in that one going up against a team that last year went to the NFC title game and looks to be good again this year.
Yeah, but they secondary got little holes in it. I know they got Marshawn and he got there late last year, but it's not, to me, that's not. They should have some success against a team like that. I know that they went deep into the playoffs and all those things, but when it comes to like practice, first of all, preseason games is very vanilla.
It's the joint practices,
it's the joint practice. Yeah. Now you talk about the first game against the Eagles. That one holds a ton of weight, especially if they can get those guys to play their starters as well.
Mm-hmm. One of those would be good. I agree. Between Washington and Philly, that would be good. You mentioned the opener against the Brownies week 1 on the road. It's going to be very important for them to catch a nice amount of positive momentum going into their weeks 3 through 5 matchups, or even week 6, depending on how you feel about Green Bay. Because when you come out of that Jacksonville game week 2, it's at Minnesota, at Denver, home against Detroit, and at Green Bay. So 3 of those 4 games on the road. The first 2 games I mentioned, you're talking about potentially
they can go 2-0.
2-0, right? Jacksonville and Cleveland.
As a Cleveland Browns employee, I hope it's 1-1.
Right.
Go ahead.
But I was just going to say, T, that Minnesota and Denver back-to-back, I cannot wait to see because of the defense that the Vikings and the Broncos are going to bring to the field, especially that Denver game where you talk about Monday Night Football, the reigning Defensive Player of the Year in Patrick Surtain on one side. They got Riley Moss and they drafted Jahdae Barron as another corner. And so they probably feel good about that matchup there, but that's going to be an important run for Cincinnati for me is weeks 3 through 6 and what they can do there before they get to another divisional matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers on a short week.
The Broncos is one of those teams that's scary to me. Like I think they've been just doing little things, but like they could be a really good team this year. If Bo Nix continue to take that next step, you can put yourself in a situation. So it's imperative. I think what they did was they looked at this schedule and they said, what you just said. If we don't win, if we go 0-2, it could get 0-5 real quick.
Yeah, it could get late early.
So we can't. We got to at least split the first two games, and then we go on from there. So I think that leads to why they're playing a lot in the preseason.
Makes sense to me. Coming up at the top of the hour, we will talk to Adam Schefter, the ESPN NFL insider, about everything happening around the league. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
T-Bone and Tyvis are everything you want in a delicious breakfast. Lots of empty calories, no nutritional value.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9.
The Fan.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.44%, APR 6.47% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. Did you know their co-founders are Ohio natives? Yeah. Window Nation has been replacing windows in the Columbus region for over 15 years. Not only does Window Nation know what windows work best for Ohio homeowners like you, they're also local to the area. And right now, you can take advantage of Window Nation's biggest sale of the year. Get 50% off all window styles, plus 0 interest for 5 whole years. You heard that right. With Window Nation, you won't pay any interest until 2030. Plus, they'll install your new windows in 1 day or less, so you can get back to your daily routine right away. Personally, I wouldn't procrastinate. You don't want to wait on this deal. It's a trustworthy company like Window Nation, getting your windows in 1 day or less. 50% off all window styles now, plus 0 interest until 2030 with Window Nation. Call them up, 866-90NATION, or visit windownation.com to get your free quote on replacement windows. 866-90NATION or windownation.com. And tell them T-Bone sent you.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Hey, is that knee, shoulder, hip, that pain in any of your joints not getting better? You're stuck in this cycle where you keep going back to the doctor. They recommend steroid shots. Maybe they recommend surgery, rehab, and all of those things are not working for you. Before you go down the road of the surgery, you'll want to listen to this. Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I want to tell you something that helped me a ton, and it'll help a lot of other people get their lives back as well. And this is no more meds and not going under the knife. I'm talking about my friends at QC Kinetics, Real Regenerative Medicine. They help your body heal itself. After years of playing professional football, I was beat up. My dad was beat up. I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to have any more surgery. So I went to my friends at QC Kinetics, and they took a look at it, and they said, hey, we can help you with your knee. It's not going to be an overnight fix, but they've got protocols and procedures to help get you well without going under the knife. So here's what you do. Call 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. They have offices all over Columbus.
Introducing the new Dell AI PC, powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps do your busy work for you, so you can fast forward through editing images, designing presentations, generating code, debugging code, summarizing meeting notes, finding files, managing your schedule, responding to Jim's long emails, leaving all the time in the world for the things you actually want to do. No offense, Jim. Get a new Dell AI PC starting at $749.99 at Dell.com/AI-PC. How those ahead stay ahead.
If something happens to you, what happens to your family? Will they struggle financially? Will they be able to afford the home you built together? With Ethos, you can get life insurance coverage in minutes. Get up to $2 million in coverage for as little as $2 a day. All online with no medical exam. Just answer a few health questions. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Rates may vary. Billed monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. The Cincinnati Reds are trying to avoid getting swept for the first time all season right now in D.C. They're in the bottom of the fourth, and the Reds lead the Washington Nationals 1-0. Jake Fraley driving in Ellie De La Cruz in the top of the fourth for the Reds' only run. The Cleveland Guardians have won 3 straight. They look to make that 4 in a row when they host the Baltimore Orioles at 6:40 this evening. Slate Ciccone gets the start for Cleveland and Zach Eflin for Baltimore. Over at Huntington Park this evening, the Columbus Clippers continue their series with Buffalo, 7:05 first pitch. The New York Giants, their head coach Brian Daboll this morning named Russell Wilson as the team's QB1, and the Las Vegas Raiders are signing former Pro Bowl safety Jamal Adams, reunited him with head coach Pete Carroll. This one's sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, Pataskala, and online, rcdrv.com.
NFL Playbook with ESPN's Adam Schefter.
Sponsored by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
All right, welcome back in. Matty Ice rocking out with Tyvis Powell, the former Buckeye national champ, in the house today. Gonna light up right now the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline and bring on our guy, the ESPN NFL insider, Adam Schefter. Shefty, how you doing, my man?
What's going on, guys?
Not too much. Good to hear from you. And, here we are, rocking and rolling, training camps off and running. A lot of football out there on social media, so that's pretty cool to see. Let's start down in Cincinnati, Shefty. You reported some things on Trey Hendrickson yesterday and the latest happenings down there in the jungle. Please lay that out for us now.
Well, he's not there, as we all know. He went back to Florida. That's where he currently is working out and waiting to see if a deal gets done, but they're not close. And he left, and he's really bothered with where things are at, state of negotiations. They've had the better part of 2 off seasons to get this worked out. Haven't been able to do it. He's so upset, obviously, that he's willing to take on a $50,000 a day mandatory fine by not being there. Now, I know that if they were to work out a new contract, $50,000 might not be much, but it's still $50,000 a day that you're saying goodbye to. So that's not great, and we'll see if the two sides can figure anything out, which they've been unable to do for a while now.
And real quick, Shefty, the hang-up, I believe, I think you reported this yesterday, is it the guaranteed money beyond this year?
1 year.
Yeah, okay.
That's right. Yeah, the Bengals have offered 1 year of guaranteed money. The other elite pass rushers have gotten 3 years of guaranteed money. Trey wants 3 years of guaranteed money. Bengals have been willing to offer 1. I think they're really in agreement on the rest of the contract, but that's the hang-up. And he sounds pretty dug in. We'll see how it plays out over time, but not a great situation right now.
Sheffy, let me ask you about the rookie, Shamar Stewart. Obviously, he's another guy I don't think he's reported to camp as well because of some language in the contract. Is this language something that Cincinnati put in that the rest of the league is doing, or is this like the rest of the league? Are they trying something different than the rest of the league?
No. Other contracts have had it on other teams. The Bengals have never had it before, and they're trying to get it into their contracts for the first time. And Shamar Stewart doesn't want to be the first guy. Like, he was the 17th overall pick this year. Last year, Amarius Mims went 18. He does not have the language. It's default language that essentially means that, if you do something wrong, you mess up, that the guaranteed money no longer is guaranteed. And so they want forfeiture language included now that they haven't had before, and Shamar Stewart refuses to give it, and that's what that holdup's about right now.
Do you think that the Cincinnati Bengals go into this season without both of those guys signed?
Well, it's July 23rd. It's a long way away. There's a lot of time to figure out both, but I can tell you that you don't want to open camp without both those guys, and that's where they're currently at.
Yeah. Talking all things NFL with Adam Schefter, the ESPN NFL insider. Schefter, let's go down to Dallas because Jerry Jones and his comments have made a lot of, brought in a lot of attention, as they always do when Jerry usually speaks, but it seems like he's rubbed Micah Parsons the wrong way based off of what he said. Talk about that relationship right now and where that contract situation currently sits.
Well, I think both sides are frustrated there. And I think they're frustrated because from Micah's standpoint, there hasn't been any recent conversation, contractual conversation. No recent offers, no progress. And he's watching these other guys get these big deals, and there's not even conversations going on. So you say, well, what's going on there, right? And if you're the Dallas Cowboys, I think they're frustrated because if we go back to the owners' meetings and trace those comments at the time, Jerry Jones was talking about the fact that he felt like he could get a deal done with Micah, didn't need the agent to do it. They were going to get it done. And then shortly after, Micah then tweeted, any deal I do will involve my agent, David Mulgeta. And again, David's one of the best agents in sports. But once he got involved through no fault of his own, I think the Dallas Cowboys, they felt like they were making progress with Micah. They didn't need him at that time. So I think that turned them up. I think Micah had these conversations with Jerry thinking that they'd be good. And in the long run, they turned out to be counterproductive, if you follow that. Make sense to you?
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you about one of my former teammates, Scary Terry McLaurin out there in Washington. Yeah. What is the hold up on him? Because I feel like they can't go in there without him being happy as well. I mean, he's been a pillar for that organization since he's been in the league. What's the hold up on his contract?
Well, you got a situation here with Terry where basically he wants to be paid like, let's just say DK Metcalf. I don't even know if that would get it done. He was in the same draft class as DK Metcalf. His numbers have been better than DK Metcalf. He's been a fixture in the community in Washington, one team all along. It's been a situation where he feels like he should be compensated. And right now, the Commanders aren't there. And look, again, he's frustrated. He's disappointed. He said that. He didn't show up, $50,000 a day. That's kind of where we're at there.
Going down to Houston, the running back room for the Texans is so interesting for me, and I'm sure a lot of people in our neck of the woods, Shefty, based on a former Bengal and a former Brown and Joe Mixon and Nick Chubb being their guys. But some news coming out of Houston today when it comes to Joe Mixon. How concerned should the Texans be about his availability?
They don't sound overly concerned now. He was in a walking boot. You never like to hear that for a running back during the offseason, but I was told he's going to be okay here in short order. Now, we'll see if that turns out to be accurate, but that's what I was told. So that's the deal.
Shefty, let me ask you about a former coach of mine, Pete Carroll. He has come out lately and said that he almost saying he guaranteeing 10 wins. He said when he was in Seattle, he's never had less than 10 wins. He says with Vegas, he feels that he can get 10 wins with them. Do you see that happening year one with everything that's going on with the Vegas Raiders?
Listen, they brought him in because they were counting on what he brings. He's an established coach who's done this before, who knows what it takes, and they're in a division with Jim Harbaugh, Sean Payton, Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Bo Nix. Like, that's a tough spot to be in, right? So that's not a great situation. So they did the best they could right now. And Pete's an experienced winner. That guy brings automatic energy and credibility and culture change to the organization. So that's what they're banking on, and we'll see how it works out.
Staying in the AFC West, the Rashee Rice situation, I know that's been kind of lurking in the weeds for a while now. Shefty, do the Chiefs have all the clarity that they need from the legal system and all that to move forward with just football when it comes to Rice now?
Right now, the NFL can move ahead. They will begin their investigation. And, again, I think a lot of people believe that under the personal conduct policy, he's going to get a multi-game suspension. Now, we'll see how that lasts, and we'll see how it goes. But, again, it sounds like it doesn't sound like it's going to work out in his favor.
Look, Shefty, what's your realistic expectations for the Chicago Bears this year? Obviously, Ben Johnson, becoming the head coach over there. Do you think this offense take off the way we think that it can?
That's why they hired him, right? Like, they hired him to turn around Caleb Williams and that offense. And Ben Johnson's done great work where he's been, and he was coveted because they feel like he's going to be the key to unlock Caleb Williams. We know the talent that Caleb has, right? So hopefully, when he can be that kind of guy, and he can make a difference in Caleb Williams, and we've seen what certain coaches can do for certain players, and I think the Bears are definitely counting on that.
There is an article on ESPN right now with a quote that says, if he failed, their process failed inside the NFLPA meltdown. Shefty, I saw this and kind of kept one eye on it this weekend. What has been going on with the NFLPA and some guys going out and just maybe some position changes or whatever that's happening over there? Can you explain that to us? Like, what's going on with the PA at the moment?
It's a mess right now, to be perfectly frank. And this has been 4 days where I would say some of the most embarrassing, significant days that the NFLPA has had in the history of the organization. It's been that kind of period. And Don Van Natta and Kalen Kaler, my colleagues at ESPN, do a great job covering the NFL. They wrote about it this morning. And if you want to read more about the last 4 days at the PA, I put it on my Twitter account. It's there. Click on the story, read it. It can sum it up. But we've got the executive director resigning. We've got investigations coming out that show him at strip clubs. We've got other people resigning. We got flawed searches and frustrated people and angry people. And, it's just it's a messy situation right now.
Yeah, seems like that. That is for sure. Shefty, as always, we appreciate your time. I know right now things are really ramping up for you with training camps underway. So looking forward to talking to you next week.
You got it. Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah, thank you. Adam was on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Tyvis up there on the screen right now looking at the new Browns get up. Is that black or brown?
It looks all black, brown, right? To me. I don't know.
I can't tell.
Yeah, you wish it was black. It looks brown. The helmet may be black.
I can't tell, Tyvis. That looks like an all black uni to me. I think the helmet is black.
I think you conning yourself right now. I think
it's Matt something.
It's Matt Brown. It has to be.
It looks like a Oregon State helmet to me
I'm
from
looking
back
at it right
here. It's all brown. Okay,
yeah,
okay. No, I mean that makes sense. I just didn't know if they were coming out with some type of alternate that was all black. Okay,
well, it's not going to be the same shade as whatever Brown's on their uniform,
right? Yeah, it looks okay.
So if the Steelers are the two-tone yellow, they're going to be the two-tone brown.
There you go. So Brownie just unveiled a new helmet. Check that out on social media if you're into that. It's not great.
I don't see what
the appeal is. It's not great. We're going to come back after our break here and do some ins and outs with TLC. We're Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
The only workplace in America to participate in the Doorknob Fart Game. And we also play office basketball and sometimes do radio. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Football in July, outstanding. And it's kicking off at the Pro Football Hall of Fame July 31st in Football Heaven in Canton, Ohio. And you can still grab tickets for the Hall of Fame game between the Lions and the Chargers. And then on August 2nd, 4 of the greatest of all time get immortalized in bronze at the Class of 25 enshrinement. And cap off the weekend Sunday with a concert for legends featuring Nickelback with special guest Mitchell Tenpenny. It's a gold jacket weekend. Visit ProFootballHof.com to learn more and get your tickets.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio.
Right now, save up to $434 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Hey friends, Beamer here. Dropping just 25 pounds with Awaken 180 can actually give you 10 extra degrees of golf swing rotation. Now, I'm not Bryson, a mad scientist, but that sounds good. It's about a half a club longer, 6 to 10 extra yards every swing. But from personal experience, lose 75 pounds like me, and it's next level distance. Way better consistency, energy, and mood, especially on the back nine. Take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame with Awaken 180 degree weight loss. Online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
Join Rothman and Ice every Thursday at 2:30 for Gold Jacket Thursday.
Presented by the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
A new Hall of Famer joins the show every week, but not OJ because he's dead and probably a murderer. The Fan.
You can stream the game on your phone while you're gardening. You can stream it while you walk the dog. You can stream it at a trampoline park. You can even stream it at a monster truck rally. But the second you get behind the wheel, the game's over. Remember, Ohio, phones down. It's the law.
Friday, July 25th is Recovery Ohio's Mental Health Day at the Ohio State Fair. Visit the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services, the Department of Insurance, and other state agency booths. Come learn about mental health resources available to you and to your family. Join us on Friday, July 25th for Recovery Ohio's Mental Health Day at the Ohio State Fair.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We'll see afternoon temperatures in the low 90s with plenty of sunshine, so don't forget the sunscreen. For tonight, mostly clear with lows overnight into the 70s with humidity building back in for Thursday. We do have a heat alert in place as our afternoon highs will be in the mid to low 90s, but the feels like, yet again, getting up into the triple digits, so make sure you're keeping yourself and your family safe. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfolo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present In or Out.
Just a little of the old in and out.
All right, TLC. What do you got cooked up for ins and outs today? Real quick, Tyvis Powell in the house. Former Buckeye and national champ. Real quick, T, for the folks that don't know, where can they catch you?
Oh, they can catch me right here on the Fan, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Get up and get with me and T-Bone in the morning. Get you a nice laugh. Get you have some fun. We'll talk football and we'll talk everybody's favorite thing, food. So, holla at us in the morning.
There you go. Check it out. TLC, what do you got, man?
We are doing a full dive into what is going on with Jerry Jones and the Cowboys for this in or out. And we got a couple other ones after that. But We got to get to the bottom of what's going on in Dallas because some of these storylines from training camp make zero sense, and it just gives us another chance to laugh at Jerry Jones. So he spoke with the media, and of course, the big story of the offseason is when is Micah Parsons going to get his contract extension? This is year 5 for him, so, first rounders get the 4 plus the team option. They pick up the team option, which means after this year, he's, I guess, due for free agency right now. And so with one of the best edge rushers in the league, you think the Cowboys would like to keep him on their team, but apparently... Dak Prescott got a contract last year, and Jerry Jones is a little bit sour about that and not really ready to give Micah a contract.
Just because we sign him doesn't mean we're going to have him. He was hurt 6 games last year. Seriously. We've signed, I remember signing a player for the highest paid at the position in the league, and he got knocked out 2/3 of the year, Dak Prescott. So there's a lot of things you can think about when you, just as the player does, when you're thinking about committing and guaranteeing money.
Okay, so now Dak Prescott has been brought into this. And it's not just that. It's not just, hey, guys can get injured on the field. You got to keep in mind, if you sign somebody to a 5-year extension, they could get injured off the field.
The other thing I would say is contracts are 4 or 5 years. Okay? There's a lot of water under the bridge if you step out there and do something in the first 2 or 3. You can get hit by a car. Seriously. And so there's a lot to look at over a lot of years that could make a big difference. Have you ever heard of any clubs committing to players and then they didn't pan out after they committed to them? We have.
So that begs the question, why pay anybody? But I'll ask that in a second. And then here is Micah Parsons. He was speaking to the media. He spoke very briefly. And hopefully you can make out the audio.
Some teams with guys like Max, we was like, man, they knew I was coming up and they just want to take care of me. And I just say, must be nice, you know what I mean?
And if you couldn't hear it, he said some teams like Max, speaking of Max Crosby, knew that I was due and they wanted to take care of their guys. Must be nice. Implying, hey, it must be nice to have an organization that actually wants to pay you. So, are you in or out on Jerry Jones being intelligent by not paying anybody, which, by the way, is not what his track record is whatsoever. Correct. They pay everyone.
I'm out on Jerry Jones's approach and what he said, because he was wrong, first of all, with the amount of games that he said Micah missed. Mike only missed 4 games last year. But what I don't understand is guys that you're going to pay, why you drag your feet in doing so. I mean, the Cowboys drug their feet for a long time last year. I think they signed Dak the day of the Browns game last year. I think it was that morning. Yep. They got the contract done. So because of what TLC said in Jerry Jones' history, I think a deal will get done. I just don't understand these games that are being played through the media when you know what you have in Micah Parsons. He can go. He's a dude. He's going to be, I think, one of the top pass rushers for the next few years. Pay the man. And let's get on with this, Tyrus. I don't understand it.
I'm out on it because there's about 5 important positions, but number 1 and number 2 remains to be the same. Quarterback, edge rusher. When you got an edge rusher that's top 3, top 4, top 5 even, you always keep that guy. He's a game changer. He makes plays. I don't see why you wouldn't. It's not like you can just go find another guy that can be as effective like that. Like, that's not going to happen. Right. If I was Micah Parsons, this is cool. I'd sit there. It's cool. Just make sure you put every day you wait is more. Just keep adding it up. Just keep adding it up. And if you get to a point where you want to be out, they can't stop you at the end of the season.
You're a free agent.
Yeah.
You're a free agent.
All right, well, that begs the question. Are you in or out on the Cowboys actually allowing Micah Parsons to reach free agency?
They better not. They better not. It's going to cost them, though, but they better not. And the only reason it's going to cost them because it's their own doing.
Yeah, I got to be out on that. I just think that this is a guy that is a game wrecker, right? And when you have guys like he's talking about down there in the trenches, especially within a division where you're going to have to be dealing with Jalen Hurts and Jay Daniels for the foreseeable future, you need guys to hunt them down. And Micah Parsons is one of those guys. So he needs to be paid with the likes of Myles Garrett and T.J. Watt up there at the top. He's younger than those guys, so you don't really have to worry about his game fading away, in my opinion, over the next couple of years. He's a proven product. You should take care of the dude right now.
All right, so Tommy Castellanos was the quarterback at Boston College. He is now the quarterback at Florida State.
That's my dude.
Yeah, well, we'll see if he's still your dude after this. First of all, he's taking over the helm of a 2-10 team, so we'll see.
He listen. He talk a good game.
That's exactly what we're talking about right now. Because back in July, in case you've forgotten, Alabama and Florida State play each other week 1, and so with him being at Florida State now, he said, "Hey," and this is again back in July, and by July I mean this July. He said, "Look, they don't have Nick Saban to save them." Interesting. Okay, so now we got all these media days coming along. And so he said, just as a follow-up, because, when you say that about Alabama, you're going to get asked about that later on as the game approaches. And so he was asked about that, and he says, "We stand on what I said. I said what I said, and we stand on that. I don't mean no disrespect to none of the guys at Alabama or anything like that. I have confidence in my guys and the work we've been putting in and preparing and the preparation we've been putting together." That's redundant. That's all that was. No disrespect to those guys, but we stand on what I said. Are you in or out on this not being disrespect to say, hey, Nick Saban can't save you from me?
It's not necessarily that comment. That is all. I mean, that's just a disrespectful comment for sure. But he said way worse about just his ability and what he was going to do to people in the SEC. So to me, I just think that he's got a big bullseye on him, and he has no choice but to perform. And it's so funny because when he said all these comments, Cameron Martinez, who used to be a Buckeye, who transferred to BC, he said something along the lines of like, "I ain't never seen this. Like you weren't that good when you were here. Like how you talking right now, we didn't see that last year." So it's just funny to me, and I just want to see, is he doing this just for clicks, or is he really about that? And I guess
we're gonna find out. We will find out August 30th. They play Bama at 3:30. So if you're a Buckeye fan, you'll get done with Texas and the old Scarlet and Gray over at the shoe, and you can lock into this game. I'm in on it because I love when guys talk trash. Like, I love this, especially because we rarely get this from quarterbacks. Like, a lot of times it's the receivers, the DBs that do a lot of the talking. This is a quarterback.
Oh, yeah, I got the quote. He said, what he say? He said, "I felt like I tore the ACC up by my dang self for the last 2 years, and now I'm with a squad. I hope people don't think that Florida State is going to be the same team it was last year because we have weapons. People can't just sit back in zone coverage and watch me." And Cam said, "That ain't how I remember it."
You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy. I'll tell you this. I'll be sitting down with my popcorn for Alabama and Florida State. Florida State was atrocious last year.
Yeah, they was.
Horrible product.
Preseason number 10?
That sounds about right. And then they lost to Georgia Tech
in Dublin.
Yes, they did. And that was week 0. So everybody was watching that game, and it just crumbled right after that game all the way down to the finish line of the season. But it is going to be interesting times to see what Kalen DeBoer can do in year 2 down there in Tuscaloosa. No Jalen Milroe.
He don't do well. He come on and pull right on up to 97.1 The Fan. We got a chair for him right there. We can talk every day.
I can't wait to see Ryan Williams, though. Because Jeremiah Smith stole a lot of the spotlight last year for, like, the freshman wide receiver phenom.
Ryan Williams was good,
Ryan Williams was awesome down there in Alabama. Coming up in 2 minutes, we'll talk to the former Buckeye, Bobby Carpenter, about what he's heard at Media Day. And also, we got to ask him about Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons, since Bobby knows how Jerry Jones gets down. That's coming up right here on The Fan.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Hey, that's the spirit. Right now, we're celebrating free with a free STP oil filter when you buy 5 quarts of oil and free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 rotors. Like always, free battery testing, charging, and recycling at every store. Celebrate free at AutoZone, now through July 28th. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Restrictions apply.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
It's the summer event at Germain Honda of Dublin, and Rich has unbeatable offers. Lease a sleek 2025 Honda Accord LX for as low as $329 a month, or finance it with 3.99% APR. Or upgrade to Adventure with the 25 Honda Pilot Sport all-wheel drive. Leases starting at $429 per month or 4.49% APR. Drive into summer with style, comfort, and confidence. Visit Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270. See dealer for details.
Here's 3 reasons to buy your Blue Jackets ticket plans for the 25-26 season. 1, pick your seat and pick your games. 2, plans start at just 11 games. 3, flexible payment plans. Act now. Visit bluejackets.com/tickets.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony can follow direction very well, as long as he first prints out MapQuest. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Welcome back in. Tyvis Powell in the house today for AR. Going to bring on our guy right now, Bobby Carpenter. BC, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling good, man. Just enjoying some time off before we get football season ratcheted up. I mean, I believe probably a week from today, players will be reporting because they're having open practice Thursday and Friday. The Fan will be out there, so I'm guessing Wednesday afternoon they'll all be cruising into the Woody Hayes.
Yeah, it's good stuff. And we had media days going on with Coach Day and then Sonny and Jeremiah and Caleb out there. I want to ask you about Caleb, Bob, and where he can go with his game in year 2 within this new defense with Matt Patricia. The guy was awesome, as we all know, just a tremendous safety a year ago. But looking at where he is and how he can grow, Bobby, what are your thoughts on that?
You know, I think they can probably have him do even a little bit more now this year. He's going to be, obviously, the signal director back there. Him and Sonny will be probably in constant communication throughout the play, throughout the game, making sure that everything is running smoothly. But what in a Matt Patricia defense, just the versatility, and they're going to pull some of the things that they did last year with Knowles that I think they really like, of kind of getting him in the middle and without like divulging too much coverage-wise, like you give him a lot of freedom to be able to read because the guy studies film just like a fiend, so he's so good at route recognition. Like as good an athlete as he is, he's even a smarter and more instinctive player. And a lot of that comes back to film study. And so they'll probably let him roam a little bit and put him in positions where he'll be able to use, his innate abilities and the efforts he puts in, in the film room to make those plays.
Bobby, let me ask you about the D-line, because that's a lot of concern with a lot of Buckeye fans is they lost so many players on that defensive line. If the defensive line struggles with just straight pressure, like what is ways that they can be more effective to getting to the quarterback?
Well, Matt Patricia, they'll do a lot of different diverse stuff, some odd front, some even front. They'll walk linebackers up on the edge. I mean, I'm sure they'll do some bear stuff with Arvell and just the difference that he has with his physical ability and his body type to be able to do a lot of things. So it's pretty unique what he can ultimately bring to the table, and it's pretty exciting. I think they'll be fine getting pressure, especially off the edge. The question I have is, like, internally, they just don't have the depth maybe established yet at those defensive tackle positions. So with that, there's only so many ways to block stuff. And whether you go man on man, whether you slide things, and there's weaknesses to everything. And so if you know that you can trigger offenses to get them to call something a particular way based upon how you align. Like that's what Matt Patricia is really good at. Mm-hmm. And you have to have smart players. And that's why you have Caleb, you have Sonny. Valley's a smart dude. The guys that have been around the game a while and know how to dictate through their disguises and shows where you can, they'll bring enough inside pressure to where you can't just slide everything. And then once you start doing that, or start to slide everything, and then all of a sudden you'll get stuff. They'll be able to bring stuff off the edge and get a free rusher that way. So it's a little bit of a chess match back and forth. It probably will be a little different than what we saw last year, just with the depth of the guys inside. And also another thing is, like, if they can stop the run, early in games and get teams out of it. And part of it is, Ryan in this offense and Brian Hartline, those guys being able to score a lot of points, teams have to play chase. And then you can get real creative. You don't have to be as big. You can slide guys inside. You can get real athletic and give teams a real issue.
Flipping it over to offense, Bob, when you look at the quarterbacks, right, with Lincoln and Julian and Tavian in that room right now, do you think this year's offense is going to need much of the quarterback run game?
I think with Lincoln, you have it.
Yeah.
More so than Julian. I mean, Julian's not a bad athlete, but Lincoln, you could pull up clips of him playing basketball. You watch him in that home run derby. Like, he was the Gatorade High School Player of the Year, like, across all sports for a reason. And, I mean, I give him crap because he's gotten a little bigger. And I'm like, dude, can you still, like, dunk from a foot inside the foul line anymore? But, I mean, he gives you that. And so you have that with him, maybe not quite as much as Julian, but Julian can still move. Like, and he's not a stiff out there. So I think they might lean into it some. The reality is, like, this offensive line's really good. They're really kind of searching for one spot. Maybe it's Ethan out there at the left tackle, but by virtue of a lot of guys getting hurt last year, they were forced to play a lot of guys who played well down the stretch. So you can lean into the pass game. You can supplement it with Peoples and C.J. Donaldson in the run game. And I think they'll spot shot it. Like, you may run, the quarterback 2 or 3 times a game just to know that it's there and just in specific situations, just so the defense always has to respect it. Because both those guys are skilled runners. And it's just something I think that Ryan and Brian probably always want in the game plan and always want to kind of be in their arsenal.
Bobby, how confident are you in the?
By the way, have you been working since like 6 or what's going on?
I did the morning show, took a break, and then doing this shift as well. So we miss you, Bobby. We miss you. Anyways,
it's amazing.
When you look at the running back room, right? Obviously, last year you had Quinshon Judkins and you had Travion Henderson, and I thought that they were pivotal pieces in that offense. How do you feel that this new running back room will be able to replace that? Are you confident that they can have that same production?
I am. I mean, I love talking to Coach Locke, just with his mentality on everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny. He starts talking about recruiting. And, the running back position is kind of akin to the wide receiver. It's a guy that's used to being the dude on his team, probably touching the ball 30 times. And so you get recruited, and you're thinking, hey, everybody's just going to come up and tell you you're the best and rub your shoulders the whole time. And Coach Lockley, we were lifting. He came on my show with Schlegs, and I didn't know if he'd reference it or not. He's like, I was talking about, we were lifting the other day. He goes, I told these guys, I'm a great coach. I don't need great players. It was amazing. He goes, I'll coach anybody. He goes, I was in Memphis. I got 3 dudes in the NFL from Memphis. He's like, You think I can't do that at Ohio State? I mean, it was amazing. So, they're going to be fine. Like, Locke is the man. And they've got a very deep room and maybe a little bit more inexperienced, but he is hard on those guys. He holds them to task. Like, they're reading this book called Chop Wood and Carry Water right now. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that's his mentality with how he kind of operates everything. He calls himself the walk-on coach, because that's like he kind of walked on in Memphis, and he just like never was able to. They never were able to get him to leave, and just absolutely tremendous dude. And so one of the things he's doing, like with the running backs, to kind of keep them all honest, is in the morning he wants everybody to make their bed. He's like, that's something we can do every day. So he goes, I take a picture of my made bed, I send it to the group chat, and I make all the dudes take pictures of their beds and send them on in. He goes, so that week that we're all on vacation, he goes, I know that they're going to hotels. He's like, I'm staying in a hotel. The lady probably thinks I'm nuts because my bed's made when she comes in the bedroom already. But he goes, that's the type of accountability that we're going to have. And like, I don't know how. It's the speech by Admiral William McRaven, and it's an amazing speech. And like, that's how he is. And so they're going to be fine, man. If there's one position group I know that'll be good despite being inexperienced, is going to be the running backs.
Will the relationship between Jerry Jones and Micah Parsons end up being fine?
It will be, because they're going to pay him and they're going to take care of business, and it'll be okay. But the one thing, Maddie, I don't understand this. When I was there, he would pay guys early. Like, he paid Witt going into his last year of his deal. He paid DeMarcus going into his last year of his deal. Like, always paid ahead of time. And just like the Garrett Wilson deal, like, Garrett got really good money, but it wasn't a record-setting deal. And Garrett was willing to take that because as a player, I'll trade a little bit of dollars for security. Like, it is a sport where you can get injured. Like, you might think that you're going to always have that money there, but maybe not. You break your leg, you blow out your knee. Like, it's just it's not always sitting there. So, hey, we're going to give you near top of the market dollars, and we'll give them to you today, as opposed to waiting a year and you absorbing all that injury risk. And I don't know what Jerry's done, because now I mean, part of it is the marketing. I think, like, hey, we're talking about it. They're talking about Get Up. Everybody's talking about it. We're talking about the Dallas Cowboys, and that's great. But you know what you're also doing is you're crushing your cap, because between Dak, CD, and Micah Parsons, if he would have paid them all a year early, he probably could have brought in another player for that amount. And it's not that he doesn't have the money. It's just you have a limitation by the salary cap.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, he shouldn't have messed around with that. Bobby, as a former player, do you catch yourself being a little more amped up this time of year?
I'm amped up because I don't have to go to camp. But on the same side of that, like, you've got a couple of girls. Like, I coach this. I'm entering about a week and a half away from once I start coaching my kids' teams to doing more stuff with XM, to doing more stuff on game day. And it's like literally a sprint. I say it November 1st, like Halloween, it kind of backs off because my kids get out of some of the stuff, and some of the other things kind of, start to slide away a little bit. You can kind of see light at the end of the tunnel. But I mean, it's a 5-month sprint where, like, there's not really vacations, there's not really days off. It's not the physical grind anymore, but it's just what it is. So it's a lot of work, a lot of watching, a lot of late at night, up early in the morning, and trying to manage all that. So there is a little bit of excitement because I do love football, but I also don't like to wish the summer away, because living in Ohio, like, this is the best time of the year.
We'll get you out of here on this one. When you did your film breakdown of the now ex-astronomer CEO Andy Byron at the Coldplay concert, what was that like from your lens?
Let me tell you this. Here's the thing. And Rothman, there's a movie called Boiler Room, Maddie. I don't know if you've ever seen it. I know he's talked about it a lot. So Matt Damon early in his career. I think Ed Norton's in there. But act as if. Dude, they flash you up there, just act cool. Like a couple of Fonzies, because then it's not going viral. Dude, you got people diving out of the way up there like it's like you're in the middle of the Iranian strike, drone strike coming through. Dude, just stay there, act cool, like wave at it, kind of laugh at it, and then it's just going to go to the next. And then maybe someone sees it and it might get to you personally. But dude, it's not meme city now for the rest of time.
Yeah, crazy.
That's the problem. It's like you drew unwanted attention to the situation because you panicked. Hey, Tyvus knows this. In game situation, you resort to your level of training.
Yeah, that's
all right?
a fact.
You've got to be ready. You have no idea. As Schleich says, gas station ready, Waffle House ready at all times. You have no idea when something's going to strike like that. You got to be cool-headed and ready to go.
It is wild how it took off, because you're right. It was everywhere, Bob. Like, that's all anybody was talking about.
She dove to the ground like there was fire coming in. Like, what are we doing?
I know, man.
What are we doing?
I know. Insane stuff. Bobby, as always, man, we love catching up with you. We appreciate your time, and we'll talk to you next week, my man.
Hey, you boys have a good one. Get some rest, Tyvus.
Thanks.
There he goes, the great Bobby Carpenter joining us right here on Rothman and Ice. Coming up next in our Buckeye Bulletin, one position group over at Ohio State is in question for some folks, and that is the defensive line. Sonny Styles, how does he feel about some of the guys that need to step up? You'll hear from him next. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Wake up with The Fan. Eat lunch with The Fan. Go to bed with The Fan. Dream about The Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
It's the biggest jewelry event of the season this week at Diamonds Direct. Shop now through Sunday and take an extra 20% off engagement rings, earrings, bracelets, and all fashion jewelry. But don't miss the main event this weekend, July 25th through 27th. For 3 days only, top designers will be in store with exclusive collections you can only find at Diamonds Direct. Shop now to save and join us this weekend for the full VIP experience. Hurry, this limited time offer ends Sunday. Visit diamondsdirect.com for more details and to book your appointment.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Friday, July 25th is Recovery Ohio's Mental Health Day at the Ohio State Fair. Visit the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services, the Department of Insurance, and other state agency booths. Come learn about mental health resources available to you and to your family. Join us on Friday, July 25th for Recovery Ohio's Mental Health Day at the Ohio State Fair.
Newman Roofing, as part of their 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to sponsor the Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat Fan Drive, benefiting Life Care Alliance. You can help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. How can you help? Purchase new box fans and bring them to the nearest Franklin County Fire Station, or you can buy online and ship fans directly to Life Care Alliance. The collection and distribution of fans is to assist residents who are at risk of heat stroke or heat exhaustion. For more information, go to lifecarealliance.org.
Common Man here for Germain Lexus of Dublin and Easton. My guys at Germain are celebrating their biggest pre-owned sales event of the year. Tons of vehicles on the lot for you to choose from, and they're ready to deal. It's also the Lexus Golden Opportunity sales event with rates as low as 2.99%. I was riding in my Lexus on one of our hot summer days, and I felt the crisp breeze of cold air on my cracky. Don't you want that for yourself? Of course you do. Germain Lexus, 2 locations to serve you, Dublin and Easton, GermainLexus.com.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT and cybersecurity? Attend classes live, online, or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
Wake up and cash. It's Top Picks on Morning Juice, powered by WeWinUwin.com. Professional sports bettor Chad Patrick. Dropping plays and juicing up your Friday mornings with fresh pick winners. WeWinUwin.com. Built by winners for winners. Stop guessing and start cashing.
What does summer bring to mind? Lazy days by the pool? Hot dogs on the grill? How about large, sweaty men putting work in to defend their national title? Yes! Your summer home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
If Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea was your best friend, it would be the kind of friend that starts an impromptu dance party in the supermarket aisle that turns into an all-day pool party rager at your place, and you don't even own a pool. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea turns any day into a legendary adventure. It's smooth and refreshing real iced tea with just the right kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? Hey, that's the spirit. Right now, we're celebrating free with a free STP oil filter when you buy 5 quarts of oil and free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 rotors. Like always, free battery testing, charging, and recycling at every store. Celebrate free at AutoZone now through July 28th.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another air conditioner breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day air installation.
All right, T, let's knock out a Buckeye Bulletin. The former Buckeye national champ, Tyvis Powell, in the house today. Pulling a double header, so we appreciate his time. You know, we've had multiple people on over the last couple of months talking about what's next for Ohio State and this team. And I've asked a few people, Ty, it's like, what's one question that you have? What unit that you don't really know too much about? And a few times I've gotten in response the D-line, right? When you lose
That's fair.
3 guys that are now in the league, and Tyleek being a first-round draft pick, and Jack and JT doing their thing as well. Now you got to have some guys step up and become dudes right away, especially when you look at that week 1 opponent. So some people are questioning that. A guy that will be playing behind the D-line and probably playing at a high level with Sonny Styles. Here's his thoughts on the defensive line room.
Yeah, I have ultimate confidence in them being everything we need them to be this year. I think they're going to exceed expectations. I know they have a chip on their shoulder in the defensive line room. They have something to prove. We lost 4 starters, and I know people are probably looking at the D-line with a question mark, but everyone in the building, we have ultimate confidence in those guys. Specifically with the D tackles, Caden McDonald's a monster. I think he's one of the best nose tackles in the country. Edric Houston's a guy that came in at DN, and now he's playing 3-tech. And the way he's able to put on weight and hold it in a good way and still be freakishly athletic. He's a great athlete. He's going to be a great player. And then you got Will Smith. I think Will Smith probably been one of the guys who took the biggest jumps this year. He's looking like an absolute baller, so I'm really excited for him. And then we've got a few other guys that are just trying to find the way, like Tywan Malone's another guy. He can be a baller. Jason Moore's another guy, about 6'4", it's like 315. He's got all the size, so I'm excited for him this year as well. But, I think the defense line has a chip on their shoulders.
So the interior, he feels good about, right? And Edric Houston, can you talk about that transition? What that's like, a guy going from outside to inside? And
obviously, it's a lot more double teams on the inside.
Yeah.
You got to be able to withstand that. See, the D tackles and the tackles is the linebackers and best friend because they keep those double teams off of them. So if you're going to play down in there, on the edge, you ain't got nobody to beat but the tackle. Maybe the tight end to your side, but you can line up outside of him and beat him too. But when you're on the inside and you got that center guard type thing going on, not only do you have to hold that double team, you can't allow that center to push you onto the guard so the guard can handle you one-on-one so the center can then push up to the linebacker. That's why it's imperative for guys like Sonny and Arvell Reese. That's why they're like, please let these defensive tackles be good because they actually are pretty big, but, they're not the biggest linebackers. It's not like old days where you had Brian Urlacher back there who's like 250. That ain't the case anymore. These guys are much more fluent athletes. And if these guards get their hands on them or these centers get their hands on them, it's hard for them to get off of those tackles or off that block. Only way that can not happen is if that tackle holds on that double team.
Mm-hmm. So I always say, like, coaches and players, I hear what they say, but I like to follow their actions.
Mm-hmm.
And the actions of Coach Day and his staff this offseason, to me, were we need a little bit more on the edges of the D-line based off of them bringing in a couple transfers. And so you hear from Sonny there that he as a player and a teammate feels good about what's on the interior, the actions of the staff, and I'm not going to go crazy about what I didn't hear from Sonny, but he didn't really go down the road of what's out there on the edges, right? And so that's got to be a wait-and-see mode thing because last year, like that stretch run down throughout the college football playoff was the first time in a while where I felt like Ohio State was back to having some dominance on the edges with what we saw from Jack and JT, and obviously Tyler was doing his thing down there in the middle, but that can show itself early in game one. Like Bo Atkinson coming from North Carolina, what do you have? What do you have as a guy that's played a decent amount of football to get after Arch Manning and make him as uncomfortable as possible? So I think that is the question there, Tyvis, for me is outside. Can those guys consistently beat tackles and tight ends and whatever they may look like to get home to the quarterback?
I think that when you look at this matchup, because it's such a marquee matchup, everybody's always talking about the quarterbacks, the skill players. But really what it comes down to is the battle in the trenches. And last year, I thought Texas versus Ohio State was the best battle in the trenches that we've seen throughout the entire run. Because at the beginning of the game, Ohio State was very dominant. The second half, Texas figured something out, and they started making plays in the run game and on the defensive side of the ball. So for me, that's where I'm going to be looking at a lot because they have some dudes.
No question on the back end. On the back end. And even
on the entire D-line. Right. Who the guy that run freshman of the year over Jeremiah Smith?
Simmons. Yes. Good call.
He's there.
Yeah,
and like that. And he's a good rusher. And like he comes off the edge and all those things. So like it's going to mean a lot that these edge, right? Kenyatta Jackson, Caden Curry, Bo Atkinson, those guys better be able to make some plays and speed up Arch Manning's clock.
You mentioned the Texas game being a marquee matchup. There's no doubt that's exactly what it's going to be. Another one that a lot of people will be excited about is Ohio State and Penn State. And here's Sonny Styles on the matchup with James Franklin's crew.
I think they got a lot of experience on the offense. Drew Aller, I think this is, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's third year starting. So been starting for a while, a lot of experience. Two running backs, very experienced, very talented. I know they lost a tight end, but they always have good tight ends. The offensive line's experienced as well, brought in some receivers. So I think, when you look at a good football team, usually, team competing for a championship, they usually have experienced quarterbacks. So I think it's the biggest thing that stands out to me. He's experienced, he's talented, he knows how to run an offense and stuff like that. I'm sure all the guys over there have ultimate confidence in him. So it's going to be a tough match.
Are you buying the off-season Penn State hype that's out there? Because it's a lot of it, man.
My issue with Penn State is it's the court. It's Drew. Like I've never been a fan of his. I think I've told you multiple times that I don't see it with him. I think last year the only reason he looked remotely decent was because he had Tyler Warren. And now that he doesn't have Tyler Warren, I'm actually interested to see what it looks like. I respect their run game for sure. You know, Katron Allen and Nick Singleton is really good. I think they'll do a really good job with that. But as far as it comes down to the quarterback making plays, he just don't do it enough for me.
I think that's fair, and they've got to show me as well, T, that they have playmakers on the outside that can consistently scare you.
Well, they got the number one receiver out the portal. Was it Syracuse guy, right?
Yeah, it was the guy that, remember Fran Brown?
Pena?
Yeah, Pena. Remember Fran Brown came out and said, we're not paying him that money.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You got to go to Ohio State for that.
The only guy that's worth that money is Jeremiah Smith. So, yeah, Ohio State and Penn State should be awesome. That'll be November 1st here over at the Shoe, so that'll be good. But, yeah, Drew Allen's got a lot of pressure on him because they've been tabbed as the all-season darling. It was amazing. Fran Brown is hilarious. Like, I got to catch more Fran Brown press conferences because between that comment and his comment about Kyle McCord and how he should send some champagne to Coach Day.
Oh yeah.
Like, he's a rare breed when it comes to hopping behind a microphone because he just doesn't seem to care.
I like it
too much. I do too. It's because it's authentic and he's just being real. So I'm with you on that. Coming up in our deep dive after an update, an interesting take from one Colin Cowherd today when it comes to where the Browns could be headed at the most important position and maybe head coach next year. We will react to that next. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Here's a quick 10-second reminder that the Buckeyes have won the Natty. Also, we air all the games, and we always will. Thank you. Your home of the Buckeyes, The Fan.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment. Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
My toilet's clogged, backed up too. The sink is running slow. Water's backed up everywhere. Oh, please don't overflow.
Clogged drain, no problem. It's 93 or free. I'll clear any drain or you don't pay with a 1-year guarantee.
It's 93 or free.
Guaranteed. Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Hey guys, it's Timmy Hall, and I want to talk to you about the roof over your head. You know that thing that protects your house and everything in it? It's pretty important, and a lot of you are going to have to replace it soon, but be warned. There are companies out there that skip over the biggest part of the process, the attic ventilation. You see, if that attic doesn't have proper circulation, it can cause problems such as mold and rot. You got rot, and not to mention leaks in the wintertime and higher AC bills in the summer. This is one of the reasons I'm telling you about my guys at Victor's Home Solutions. They start with a free 21-point roof inspection, including a thorough inspection of that attic as well. They know that if that ventilation isn't right, that roof's going to be built on a shaky foundation. That's why every Victor's roof comes with a well-thought-out attic ventilation plan, and that's why they can offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. Money-saving discounts and financing incentives are also available. Call for your free 21-point roof inspection and get that estimate today. 866-VICTORS or go to victors.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence Data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Oh, I can't believe we blew a 5-touchdown lead.
Sure, but you got to feel like they were going to win for almost the entire game.
But I was about to buy playoff tickets.
So you were prepared for a good time. That's pretty nice.
It's the worst loss any team has ever had.
And you got to witness history.
Okay, we're done here.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. They're in the top of the 8th inning in the nation's capital, and the Cincinnati Reds have a 1-0 lead over the Washington Nationals. Jake Fraley with the only RBI in the game. Nick Lodolo pitching a gem. He's through 7 innings, just giving up 3 hits and struck out 7. With a win, the Reds would remain the only team in Major League Baseball that hasn't been swept this year. The Cleveland Guardians are hot. They've won 3 straight. They look to make it 4 in a row tonight. They host the Baltimore Orioles at 6:40. Slade Ciccone will get the start for Cleveland. Zach Eflin for Baltimore. Over at Huntington Park this evening, the Columbus Clippers continuing their series with Buffalo. It'll be a 7:05 first pitch at Huntington. This one's sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Mark Levy's office at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or online, sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 3 of Rothman and Ice. I'm Matty Ice. The great Tyvis Powell, former Buckeye and national champ, in the house today, filling in for AR. Bottom of the hour, we'll talk to Brad Crawford. Covers all things college football from a national view for 24/7 Sports. So it'll be interesting to get his take on not only the Big Ten stuff, but ACC and SEC media days have been popping off. So a lot of talking season is about to wrap up, T. Talking season is about to wrap up. Real quick, I can't wait to see what the ACC has to provide this year, if that's anything.
Clemson.
Because last year it was light.
I mean, I wouldn't call it light.
The conference as a whole.
Miami was rolling with Cam Ward.
It was Miami and Clemson.
SMU, right?
Yes, and then SMU. But I'm just saying, as a whole,
as a whole, it was
trash. Not good at all, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying this is the year for Clemson to get back to those glory days under old Dabo down there. I'm not the biggest K. Klubnik guy. I don't think he's bad by any means.
A lot of people got him as the first quarterback coming off the board.
I just think he's fine. Like he's fine. Like you're a senior now. At this point.
He did much better towards the end of last year.
He did. He did turn it on. They got a nice group of receivers that they're excited about, and we know Dabo can get teams to the top of the mountain. And Dabo has adjusted, I think, his outlook of what a program should be built upon. Tyvus, when we talk about the portal and all those things. So ACC, SEC, Big 10, Big 12. I don't know what's happening out there. What the heck?
I mean, and it's sad. I mean, obviously we know where this thing is trending towards. I mean, Big 12 ain't got nothing. You'll never hear me. You know how I feel about the Big 12. I don't never see it with them. But the
You're
ACC,
a big Utah fan.
yeah, whatever. ACC, I could definitely see Clemson being in that conversation for sure. I mean, they got a lot of people production returning on their team, and that's half the battle. That seems to be the way to win the championship is recruiting your own and bringing them back for another year.
Yeah.
So them, Penn State, and all of them doing a really good job. I still think that the winner comes probably out of the Big Ten or the SEC.
The title.
Yeah. I mean, Texas probably favorite, right, to win it all?
I will look that up for you real quick. I just wanted to pull up the odds for the ACCT, and Clemson is plus 110 to win it. Miami, now led by Carson Beck, plus 400, and then Louisville plus 800, or tied, I'm sorry, with SMU at plus 800.
Lane Kiffin said, Miami paid him what? Did they watch the game against?
Lane Kiffin, like Fran Brown, another coach where every time he speaks, I will sit down to listen and hear what this man has to say because he knows to give a you-know-what.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's rare that you get head coaches throwing shade like that. Like player to player, you see that, right? Like coach to player, you rarely see that. So we've been doing the show, obviously, for the last couple hours, and on social media for over the last hour, maybe, there's been a lot of Colin Cowherd popping up on social media. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? And people have been tagging me in this today saying, did you hear what Colin had to say about the Browns and where they could be headed in 2026? So I haven't heard this. Have you heard this take from Colin today? Have you heard it or just seen like the caption?
I just seen it.
You just seen it. So
I haven't heard
we're going to react to this live because TLC's done a good job of cutting this up for us because this is apparently a very interesting take and he's hearing some things about the future of the franchise.
This is the worst kept secret in the South. Haslam, Jimmy, owner of the Browns, huge SEC Tennessee booster, leans heavily on the Manning family. Very close to the Manning family. Yes, that's not make-believe. Arch Manning is part of the Manning family, and this is where Nick Saban comes in. Saban is incredibly close to not only Jimmy Haslam, but Saban's close to the Manning family as well. And so Saban, if he could land, I'm told, a top quarterback like Harbaugh going to the Chargers for Herbert, he would take a phone call for the NFL. And there are two teams guaranteed to be awful this year in the NFL, Cleveland and the Saints. Nick Saban has coached in Cleveland with the Browns under the Belichick staff, and he coached at LSU. This is not a conspiracy theory.
How do you feel about that, Mr. Tyvis Powell?
Arch Manning is part of the Manning family.
Got it. Thanks.
I just don't.
It's a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah, it is.
It's a lot of moving pieces. And real quick, Ty, just not elephant in the room, but one thing that we should remember is Arch has eligibility left, right? I think it's maybe 2 years of eligibility left in college.
And that's the thing that I don't understand necessarily is like, there's no guarantee that he's coming out.
Right.
Right. And there's no guarantee that he finished the season healthy. And there's just no guarantee. It's like a lot of things that is not a guarantee. So that's why, like, to me, I'm not a fan of the tanking. Like, I've never been a fan of just going out there and just being terrible so we can get a good quarterback in the draft. Like, it's too many factors. And then, so that means you firing Kevin Stefanski, which, okay, some people might be for that. But if that was the case, why didn't you fire him this year? Like, that's the part. Like, to me, firing him in a season where you know they're going to be bad makes no sense. But firing him after last season, like, that could have made a lot of sense to me. They had an expectation. The whole thing blew up. Somebody needs to take the fall for it. It should have been him. But the fact that you're running it back and you're essentially saying, like, we're not going to be good. If he goes out there and be 3-14 again, that was to be expected. So you fire him? Yeah. That makes no sense.
Right. And following some of the breadcrumbs, specifically when it comes to the Nick Saban part of this, is now we've had two guys on record, one of them being Colin Cowherd, another being Greg McElroy, that are thrown out there that Nick Saban may be interested in coaching in some form or fashion, whether that is the NFL or college. So I'm just good. Those are a couple of data points for me, Tyvis, where you have a guy that played for Nick Saban that's close to him, throwing that out there on his radio show last week. And then now you have this to where Colin Cowherd seems pretty strong about what he's been told. that maybe Nick Saban isn't done coaching, as he touched on for a few years there in Cleveland. He was a defensive coordinator, so whatever that means for him now, we shall see. But Arch Manning, for me, I don't even know, Tybus, right now, if he is the no-doubt guy at the position. If he were to come out next year, we don't really know much of what he is as a quarterback just yet.
Yeah, I think that, to me, there's Cade Klubnik, there's Garrett Nussmeier, there's Lance Lenore Sellers, there's Fernando Mendoza.
At Indiana.
At Indiana. There's Drew Aller. Like, there's so many other quarterbacks. They got to play.